Russini, everybody, from The Athletic. Hi.
I am fresh off a wonderful conversation with John Bon Jovi. All right?
What do you say? Personal friend of Zoe's, by the way.
You guys know by now I'm a New Jersey girl, proud of it. And I have this dream of, so when you land at Newark Airport, there's this thing that's like, welcome to New Jersey, home to. And it's like the important people of New Jersey. It is a
we get it here in Boston.
Like the rest stop.
That's a separate thing, and we discussed that. But my goal is to get that at Newark. Like, I want to be so good at this at one point in my life. And just have it up there that's like, Dianna Russini's from New Jersey, which is like the stupidest dream, but it's just my dumb dream. So I was telling John, which he definitely was like, this person's a lunatic. So he said, well, why aren't you dreaming bigger? Go rest stops. I'm like, well, you have one. And I think he's got the Turnpike as well. So, yeah, that was awesome. That made my day.
Lombardi.
One of my favorites.
You get big names. Big Jersey names. Springsteen have a rest stop? He must.
Yeah. Whitney Houston. There's a Cheesequake one. Ever see that one?
No.
I don't know how often.
Really?
It's called Cheesequake. I still don't even really know what that is, but people on Twitter were like, Cheesequake, the best rest stop. People in New Jersey are very prideful of the rest stops and like what options they have there. I don't care.
How you doing? How's your family?
Oh my gosh, thank you for asking. I'm awesome.
I used to see her so many years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Back before
So
you settled
embarrassing.
down, you got a family now.
I was just talking to Amendola on the sideline. He's like, do you remember us when we were young running around this town? I'm like, I do, unfortunately. We're all young trying to figure this thing out. And now here I am married, 2 kids. My little boy's turning 4 tomorrow. I got a 3-year-old. So we have a lot.
Oh, God.
in our house.
Amendola's retired.
I know, dancing with a star. I'm like, who are you? We've always stayed in touch over the years, and he always takes my call. He's the best. He'll help me with football stuff. Like, we just like to catch up on things going on around the league. And after he won, he wasn't answering those calls that much, so I finally just started making videos. I was like, yo, answer your phone. You're not that big. You can shake now. Who cares?
So what's funny is we got all 1 o'clock games now. So back in the day when the team was really good, I would always see her at the 11:30 hit. You would be doing a TV hit. I had CBS here.
Yeah.
You'd be at the stadium 8 hours before.
So different now, guys. So different. It is. All right, so
what do you think?
I love it. I like the energy. I like the organization and like the actual word organization. Like, it looks organized out here. Look, I think identity was always going to be the thing that needed to be established immediately, right? Like, that was number one priority for this team, especially after what we saw off the last few years. So the fact that I can feel it. I cover the Titans a lot. That was one of my other ESPN gigs, was go follow the Titans. They made me work.
City, though.
They made me work for it there. But what happens is when you become an NFL reporter, there you got the Sal Palantonia, you got the star. So when you're starting off, they're like, yeah, you're not good yet. So we're going to send you with teams that don't really get a lot of high profile attention. And the year I got the Titans was the year they went to the AFC Championship game, which I got really lucky with it. So I was just with them constantly, and I'm seeing what Vrabes envisioned in Tennessee. I see it on the field already, and even just talking to the guys, it's all the same messaging, which tells me it's working, and they're absorbing it.
We always play clips of your podcast. And we played one yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we played a good one yesterday about the hype around this team.
From Simmons or my podcast?
It was your podcast.
That was from
that was Simmons?
Yeah.
Oh, where I was just...
Yeah, we edited him out. It was just you. That's why I thought it was your podcast.
That was my first time on it. I was so nervous.
Why?
I know. I do this all the time. You guys know I've been 100 years old. But, Bill's got such a big following, a lot of respect for him. And he's the king of it. So it's like, I got to go on here and be really informed and fun. And I don't know if I accomplished that, but I try.
But isn't he easy to talk to? He's a nice
wonderful.
guy, isn't he? Everyone says he's a nice guy.
Kind, he's respectful.
Yeah.
Sometimes
He's got a good delivery.
Yeah, he does. It's honestly, it's a lot like this show where you forget. You're like, oh wait, hold on, I'm being recorded right now. People are listening.
You
to
should
this.
stick around for this or that.
I was looking for the big Pablo Torre Simmons fight. That wasn't a fight. They were like, how are you? I'm good. How are you? By the way, F you for that thing.
I wish I could air out all the media fights. There are some juicy ones out there. I mean, you guys got a little taste of it with Ian Rappaport and Jordan Schultz during the Combine. I was standing right there. That is nothing.
Schultz would have kicked his ass.
Great. Yeah, I'm Team Schultz.
These guys think they're so tough. They're up to my hip, right? Like, and they're all talking such a big game. They're all running away, calling security. I'm like, oh my goodness, you bunch of
the worst ever Super Bowl week was I had to use the restroom, and I go in the restroom, and there's Jim Rome. What's up, Scotty Z? Good seeing you, buddy. Sorry about the security. He had 3 guys with him.
To watch him
back me
use
up,
the urinal.
to allow him to go, just in case Jim Everett was there and he didn't kick his ass.
Yeah, right.
In the bathroom. Yeah.
All right, but anyway, back to the clip. You said there was a lot of hype around this Patriots team.
Yeah.
Who do you think the hype is coming from? That was the one question we had about that.
I think it's a little superficial from a national perspective because it was so bad last year. And the idea that someone is now in charge who knows what they're doing and put together a staff that has experience and that seems to gel already. And there just seems to be a vision that, look, it's easy to get excited when you start talking about improvements. Oh my goodness, could this be the Patriots of the years that Scott and I were talking about? Could it be back to that? And look, there's always a flavor of Belichick around here through Mike Vrabel, even though we know they're different people and they were never on each other's staffs. But obviously he learned so much from the man, and it reeks when you're out here on the practice field that's the man he learned from, with a touch of his own vibe to it.
Oh, he's different. Yeah,
he is different, and he even handles the media. Everything is different, and it's original to him. And look, some people may like it, some people may not like it. I think the hype I was talking about was, what's the 1B? Like, the 1A to me is Mike Vrabel's the head coach, and he was wanted by every team that had an opening. I don't care what people are saying about this organization, homed in on this guy. Mike Vrabel had an opportunity to go anywhere. That is fact. And he chose to come back here. So great. 1A, Robert Kraft nailed that. What's 1B here? And that's what I'm out here trying to find out.
Yeah.
What else are we excited about? Is it Josh McDaniel with Drake May? Is it them taking this next step? I was just with Bo Nix in Denver. He is far along. He does not look like a second-year quarterback, right?
You like him, huh?
I like him a lot. And look, some of it is...
Reminds me of Tim Tebow.
That's not fair.
No.
That's so Dianna Russini's going to leave based on that comment.
Tim Tebow could not throw. He threw paint cans.
She's saying you're not serious people.
I know he's a 5-year starter. I know he transferred and all that. It's just the look. It's like a fullback look. You know
I'm the one that's fallen off. I'm on Bill Simmons yesterday. I'm on this now. What's going on in my career? No, look. We're watching Jaden out here right now. He looks phenomenal. Right?
He's so. It's
quick.
There.
It's quick. But he knows what he's doing. He understands this offense, right? But you see what Jaden did last year with this Washington team, taking them to the NFC Championship, and you understand why he earned the title he did. But you take a look at the stats comparably to Bo Nix. We just didn't talk about Bo Nix because they didn't make it deep into the playoffs. But passing yards, touchdowns, sacks, all better. And that's where I think, even just having a conversation with Sean Payton about it, the thing he loves about his quarterback is the fact that he doesn't take sacks, right? He's just smart enough to see the defenses at this point, and even talking to him about understanding this playbook, going from just seeing it to understanding the why of it. And that's what I want to see from Drake. And look, this is a new offense for him. It's going to take time. But what is it? Is it the defense that we're psyched about? Is it this wide receiver group? I've been hearing buzz about this offensive line. I thought it was going to look terrible. That's not what people here on the ground are telling me.
What have they been
Who have you talked to? The offensive line has
you
looked
saw
terrible.
John Bon Jovi.
He's getting that from the owner.
It hasn't been good. It has not been good.
I've heard that it's the bright spot of this team, and that came from someone on the field.
I don't trust that take.
I trust this person doing.
2 to 6 is going to run.
I don't trust that take.
Run it. That it's young, and they've got some learning here.
Yeah.
But look, all we can do is compare it to what it looked like last year.
The bar is so low. So I agree with everything you're saying. The hype is out of control. The only thing they've got that people cling to is that Vrabel is here, and there's this false sense of security with it's like having Belichick again, and they were always in it.
Well,
and then beyond that, the receiver group is not all that upgraded.
But they got a chance.
I'm glad they have Diggs, but it's just not.
Well,
but you got Douglas out here making plays today.
Correct. They like him
against an NFC title type team.
Yep. No, it's true.
They don't have an outside threat.
What are the chances Terry McLaurin actually gets traded?
Good question.
It's not happening. He's going to stay in Washington. I don't think it happens like today. I still think they have to work some stuff out.
Why'd they let it get to this?
What's the whole?
It's a great question, and I'm not trying to avoid the question. It's just these are sometimes decisions front offices make rather than getting ahead of it, like we see with teams in Houston and the Rams. The Eagles obviously are the kings of, how he will write a check 17 years before the guy is even up, right? Just to lock him in, like you're our guy. I think the rub on Terry is just part of Terry wants to be paid for a lot of what he's done. And we know how that works, though. That just, and Dan Quinn's such a culture guy. Terry fits it. He is the commander in terms of, like, the way to do it. He held that organization up when they were garbage. So I think there's a lot of feelings in this one, just like it is with in Dallas with Micah.
Yeah.
That one's ugly though. Like this isn't ugly. Yeah, right. Terry McLaurin calls his head coach. I'm going to ask for a trade. That doesn't happen. Most players just put out that they're trading. They have the agent call. He's informing his coaching staff. This is what I'm going to be doing. He wants to be there. They want him there. That thing gets worked out. The Micah thing is weird.
But the biggest thing right there too. So the biggest comparison is with Khalil Mack back in the day.
Yeah.
And Mack was, I think, 2 years older when he got traded. He got traded for 2 1s, a 4 and a 7, and still got paid.
Yep.
Nobody's doing that for this guy at this stage, the
No.
way the NFL is.
Yeah, correct. But you aren't making the comparison to Micah. Micah,
Correct.
yes, they would do that. They're not trading Micah. Teams are going to do. They would do that.
You think teams would give up 2 1s for him?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I would argue 3.
Then do it. Like, what team,
He's that good.
what team do you think
Jerry
would do
knows
that?
that. You want to play this
Jerry's
game?
cheating.
Of
Jerry's cheating. I don't want to play. I know Jerry's cheating.
I know Jerry's cheating.
But we get it from Burt Burke. Because, like, Burke covered him down there, and it's like, you got Brian Schottenheimer as your head coach. You
Yeah.
got Jason Garrett
I
as your
know.
head
Yeah.
coach.
And
He
Brian
coulda- He
Schottenheimer.
could have had Bill. He could have had Bill Belichick.
Brian Schottenheimer he could have had Mike Vrabel,
Yes.
right? Like,
Bill Parcells and him to get along.
Like,
and
that's not the guy
I don't
anymore.
think they wanted that alpha. It's not
They
about
never do.
money
They
as
never
much.
do.
He doesn't. You think that? Let's just play the game of Belichick with Jerry. How is that gonna work? Even Mike Vrabel. No way. No way. So it actually was smart. From the Jerry perspective of he's not going to be able to work with those types of personalities anyway. And Brian Schottenheimer told my colleague Mike Silver in an interview we did with him recently that he was shocked he got the job. Like, I'm like, what is happening?
That's
He's like,
honest.
I can't believe I got it.
That's
Like,
honest. I love the honesty.
But,
yeah.
but that's the way we all felt about it.
You mentioned signing players early. Is Christian Gonzalez a $30 million player? And
Yes.
should the Patriots get the deal done?
Yep, and I know they like him. So I could see that being something that they get done and try to get ahead of without making that thing drag so it doesn't become a problem. Because that was something I was talking to some of the Patriots beat reporters on the ground that this is one of the camps I'm coming to, and there's no distractions here. You guys don't have contract issues. I don't want to jinx. I'm not going to say all those other things that teams are dealing with because I don't want to jinx this. But it could be so much worse. This is like the honeymoon phase, and you're feeling it. And I'm just excited to see what it's going to actually look like.
He's good. He reminds me of Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah.
But
He's not on a team right now. He still wants to play, but he's not on a team yet.
I don't know if the beat reporters have told you, but this has been a very easy, light workload camp for these Patriots.
Well, that's because the rules of the league.
Thank you.
The rules of the league prevent you from. Because when I remember,
It's Camp Cushy.
I'm like, remember, because this interview is so long. Remember when I told you I covered the Titans? It is a very different type of look because the rules have changed, right? So they're
But
not.
it didn't change this year.
They're not able to do those type of drills that you see Bill Belichick do. They changed from the Belichick time to now of how they're able to
but
practice.
last year they were the
and
same.
they're all over you. They,
Long practices last year.
Last year
Yeah.
they were physical and they had long practices.
maybe
this year,
maybe these guys don't want to deal with the penalties. I don't know. I mean, if there's any coaching staff that knows the rules inside out, up and down, it's this staff. Have you met John Stryker? Guy just memorizes everything that you need to know in the NFL.
we
he's
refer
like
to
a
him as
machine.
Stretch.
Stretch.
but- Yes.
Yes,
He's
stretch.
got nice hair.
You watch Hard Knocks last night by chance?
You know what? I did not because I was
Okay.
driving up here to see you guys.
All right, I wanted to get.
I
your
didn't
review.
come for practice. It was the show. I heard you guys.
Love it.
Great, thank you.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah.
Real
Thank
quick
you.
before you go, your best report ever. We were
my
in Denver,
gosh.
and when you're calling games and you're
What?
12-4, 14-2, and it's a snow
scares me.
game, and Gronkowski goes down, gets his knee taken out, he gets carted off, and Bob Sosi and myself are up in the booth, devastated because there goes your Super Bowl. And literally 10 minutes after that, you had it. Gronk's fine.
Yeah,
It's just a
I
bruise.
remember that. I remember who I got
That's
it
a
from,
good one
too.
you got.
I remember where I got it. I was sitting in the basement of an ESPN building in Bristol, and I wasn't even a real NFL reporter yet. I was just like learning because I was anchoring Sports Center back then, and I remember that like feel when you press send, like, whoop, that was a big
Freaking
one.
Rosie.
That was a big one. I had it on Friday with Micah Parsons. I hadn't had one in a while. You get in your head when you're doing this all the time. You're like, oh, it's been a couple weeks. I got to do something. And so I got that tip on Micah Parsons wanting a trade. And now that I've done it for a long time, I used to press send and then like look and what. Now I hit send and I just go have a cup of coffee. I don't want to deal with it because you just know. And then every show's calling you and every city wants you on. Dallas versus 104, whatever. And I try to come on because I love this stuff.
I've been
I love
off
talking
Twitter
about it.
since October. It's been great.
Can
Locked
I
him,
just-
locked
no,
him
But I've been
I
fooled
wanna
by
do it.
AI. I've been fooled by AI.
You got locked out?
Yeah.
Get back in. He's done. He's done.
You know why?
He's
password.
absolutely
You
You
know what?
do go at people
You know why?
sometimes.
Because I took. You know what happened?
best thing that could have ever happened for him.
You went at me years ago. I remember, and I was like, should I say something to him in person? Because I'm not afraid of confrontation. But
you should.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking, I don't want him to think it bothered me that much because I gotta, being a woman in this industry is not as easy as people think. They think we're all out here,
I go to everybody though.
You do.
Yeah.
Let's
But it wasn't personal.
let's do a fight this year. Let's just orchestrate
Make
it.
something up. Yeah, we can
Let's
do
just
that.
be like, whatever. Like, shut
I'm on
up.
Facebook. You do it on Facebook.
Facebook. Say hi to my dad while you're over there.
I get all the time. Yeah.
I actually was just talking to my dad about comments this morning because after the Simmons thing dropped, I couldn't believe how mean people were. Like,
What the hell did I go after?
you're so ugly, or whatever. You didn't say that to me, but I'm sure you thought it. But
you
whatever
did.
they're saying, like people
Rude.
just.
You're rude.
Here's my question for you guys. You're three normal sports fans, people. You're passionate. Have you ever commented? Like, have you ever gone under a YouTube video and been like, "This was stupid. You're dumb."
Oh.
No.
You gotta wait
No,
for
a
our
normal
after
person
show.
does not do that.
Yeah, we go on YouTube right after the show. We swear like crazy.
No, but you know
Oh,
what's
the broadcast
Do you know
goes
what's
on YouTube.
You know what's
Yes.
odd
I
though?
want to go on that version of the
Yeah.
show. I don't want to
It's
listen.
the best
What
show.
is this on? Where am I?
I've learned.
98.5 Sports.
I just know Stacy watches it because he texts me.
NBC Sports Boss.
Because you guys
Yeah.
always get me saying something I shouldn't, and I
Hi,
get it
Stacy.
every time. Hi, Stacy. I'm saying
All day.
he's on the field right now watching
No,
football, and
it's
I
on
bet you he's
DVR.
watching.
Oh, I get the
He
text.
knows. Is that what it is?
When I screw up, I get
And
the
I
text.
don't like upsetting him because
I
he's the
appreciate it,
best.
yeah.
But man, when he's one of those when he is mad at you, he's good at it. He can get to you. Like, he hurts my feelings when he's mad. So I try to keep him happy.
Oh yeah, I remember the last thing he was mad about. We won't get into
I
that.
do too.
With you.
No,
Talking
with
about
me.
the last thing.
Judon?
No.
Judon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah. Guess who was right?
Wasn't there? No.
That's
wasn't.
the stuff people don't remember though. Like oh, you were wrong about that. And
No,
I'm like,
wasn't
did
there-
you watch who was it? George Kittle. He respond. I was like, George Kittle wants to be the highest paid tight end. That's why the deal's not done. He responds, your sources are wrong. George is like the nicest guy. So for him to tweet that, I'm like, what? So I text him like, George, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I know for a fact you want to be the highest paid tight end. He's like, oh, yeah, whatever. Next day, George Kittle, highest paid tight end in football. Like, what are we doing?
Yep.
I thought there was something else involving ownership. Maybe I'm misremembering that. Was there?
I'm trying to think of what was the topic of rule changes maybe?
Last 2 years, probably.
Something within the last couple of
I know
years.
what you're
Now
talking
try
about.
to text me later.
I don't know.
Remind me.
I don't know what it was.
My
but
brain is
I
dead.
I'll remember
I
it.
know.
It'll come to me.
Yeah.
It happens. It
Yeah.
happens.
It does.
But guys, thank you for having me.
We
Thanks for
appreciate you
stopping
coming
by.
all the way up.
I know it was a far walk, but
It's an effort.
this mama needs it. Let me tell you.
All right, buddy.
Enjoy the rest
See
of
you on
the
the
Thank
road.
you so much.
Join
The
practices.
season, hit me up. You know I love coming on. Love talking to you.
We absolutely
Keep me
will.
alive.
We love that.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Diana.
Dianna Russini on Zolak and Bertrand. More from training camp right after this.